So today I want to talk about my journey to content marketing, what content marketing is, and how you can create a content marketing plan that works. Yeah. Working like a slave in the field, for real. That's how I pay my bills. Okay, so like I said, we started PhD marketing in 2009. It was not always about what marketing is now. Like in 2009, it was like YouTube was just coming out. It was like Facebook was just coming out. There was no Instagram, there's no TikTok. It was none of that. And honestly, I started marketing before I even started the marketing company. But I was using the traditional ways of marketing, and that's how I was able to first get my first understanding about marketing, was from a perspective of, I have a product, which is music, and I want as many people as possible to hear my product or experience my product and pay for it. So even like before I went to college and all that kind of stuff, I actually had a good understanding of what marketing was. Like, I understood that you had to package things up right to look good so people will be enticed to pay or look more into what you're doing. So that's the essence of it. The essence of marketing is bringing something to the marketplace and getting people's attention and attracting them to it. So then once you attract them to whatever it is that you are putting out there, that's when the sales come in, and that's when you have to have the ability to really explain the features and the benefits and how your product can solve a problem for the customer. So marketing, it just makes sales easier because you're already attracting the people to you and they've already have some familiarity. And then with the sales, you kind of just closing the deal at the end of the day. So I'm going to be talking about marketing. I'm going to be talking about promotion, and I'm also going to be talking about sales, because I have a lot of experience with sales too. Like I've done retail, and I've done sales when it comes to just like one-on-one, trying to persuade people to buy into what I'm doing. That's a huge part of entrepreneurship. It might be the most important part. Just being able to communicate, tell your story, and explain what it is that you're trying to sell, right? And explaining how it can benefit the person you're trying to sell it to. So my journey, it started with creating music, putting it on a CD, and going out here performing and selling the CD. Like, that's what the basics of it was, without even using internet, without using social media, any of that. It was just like foot on the ground. We out here, we hustling. We're trying to perform we're trying to perform at as many different places as possible, and basically just get the word out about what we're doing. And getting the word out about what you're doing is kind of like the most frustrating part about being an entrepreneur, because it's like you feel like you're doing something great, but people don't know about it. And it's like, how do you get people to know about it, right? And how can you get your message out there? And if you're like me, then you're probably somebody that you're not really that person that wants to get out here and just, hype something up or just talk. I'm the type of person, I like to let my product speak for itself. I like to let my results speak for themselves. But that's one thing I had to learn, that I can't just let my product speak for itself. I can't just let people that I help. Oh, that's the main thing. You can't expect people that you help to speak for you. You can't expect people to be ambassadors unless you specifically make that part of the deal. Like, if I help you, then I need you to go out here and tell the world about what I did for you. But you cannot always expect that to happen. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to represent your product or partner with somebody that can be the face of your product. But really, for people to really trust you, they need to have a connection with you, especially in the beginning, because in the beginning, it probably will be just you. So that's the kind of stuff I had to realize. So it wasn't always content marketing. I don't think it was always content marketing, because at one point it was more just like marketing to market. I felt like marketing was basically just going out here and telling people about what I do and where they can find my music. Because when I first started releasing music, where could you find my music? Because there wasn't even like Apple streaming, it wasn't even iTunes, it wasn't Spotify. When I first put music out, it was MySpace, and you could buy my CD on CD Baby. Like, you could go online and you could order the CD. There wasn't even streaming or nothing like that. So at that point, I mean, my content was the music, and I'm trying to get people to go on CD Baby and order the physical copies. But that's when I started doing it independently. On my first album that I dropped, I was actually signed to a record label, and they were supposed to be handling the marketing and all of that for me. So maybe I should take it back to there, because that's where I really got my inspiration to start my own marketing company, was because I had signed a record deal at 18, and this record label was supposed to market my music for me. I was supposed to be the artist, and they were just supposed to market my music. They were supposed to have a marketing plan. So in that situation, I was very naive about what marketing was really about, because I was just getting kind of started with the situation. So I didn't really know what to demand from them to do for me. Like, they did my graphic design, they designed my album cover. They might have got me some ads, like in some magazines and newspapers. They set up a few appearances for me and whatnot, but their marketing for me as an individual artist, it wasn't very effective, because they weren't reaching the people that I'm around every day. Like, I mean, I got an album out, I'm signed to a record label, but it's like the people in my city and my surrounding areas, they didn't know who I was. So what I would have had to do was, I basically would have had to tell the label, hey, I need you to put me here. I need you to put me here. I need to be seen here. I need to be seen there. But I wasn't quite that much in tune to like that part of it. I was more focused on being an artist and thinking that they were going to do their job to make me famous. But when I realized the reality of the situation is, hey, they're only going to do so much. And matter of fact, they're going to do less than what they promised. So I didn't hit the numbers on my first album, so I wasn't able to re-sign the deal for another album. So I had to move on from that label. But did I quit as a music artist? No. I just took it as a learning experience to realize, like, okay, I basically got dropped from this label, and it's because of them. Like, they didn't market me. It's like I pretty much signed on to the label, created a product, and they put me on the show. Now, I could have like been adamant with the marketing department, like, yo, I need you to push my music here. I need you to put my music there, put it on the radio, do all this. But it's like they didn't really even have it in them to do that. So what I had to realize was, like, I had to take that upon myself. If I want to get my music out here, if I want to be seen, if I want to be heard, then I have to develop my own strategy. So basically, coming to that conclusion of I need to develop my own strategy, that is what allowed me to get into the state of mind of, thinking like a marketer. And from then on, I started being a student of marketing. I mean, even in college, I studied marketing.